I'm Glen, this is Eòrna. I'm the sommelier and I work with my business partner, Chef Brian, and we serve 12 people per night dinner here in our restaurant. We do Tuesday through to Saturday. We serve one single menu, which is just designed to show the best seasonal produce that we have here in Scotland, best meats and fish and vegetables, cooked with classical French techniques and matched to classical styles of wine. What we do here is try to offer a unique experience where you have just one chef and one sommelier in front of you for the evening. You get to watch everything happening. We are showcasing Scotland's larder and the seasonality of it and just offering something really personalised to our guests.
Hi Glen, thanks so much for having me.
Welcome to Eòrna.
Really looking forward to it. This is going to be something a bit different for us today. Obviously, your wine background, my whiskey background. Looking forward to seeing your fantastic food and maybe challenge the whiskey pairing aspect.
Okay Ross, so first canapé. Classic cheese gougere with a mousse of smoked Anster and topped with a little summer truffle.
This looks fantastic. This is a one bite job, is it, Glen?
Absolutely, yeah. Always one bite for a canapé.
I love it. And so I have brought over an Arran 10. It's actually a favourite distillery of mine. I'm sure you'll be familiar with Arran. Just 10 years old, 46%, really light, approachable. It's an island that's close to home for me, and I think will be a really nice, refreshing coastal whiskey to cut through this. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cheers, you. Do you cheers canapés? Cheers. Wow.
Smoky.
The smokiness is lovely. Great texture. It's funny. I feel like I sound like I'm drinking whiskey. Wow. I feel like I could taste that for days if I wasn't eating anything else after this.
It's good, isn't it?
How's the whiskey for you?
I love that light, slightly grassy style of whiskey. I think it's light enough to work with that cheese mousse, isn't it?
Yeah, really nice. What a fantastic start.
So, next canapé, Ross. This has been a really popular one actually. He did it last year and has brought it back this year for us. So we have a foie de brique pastry tube. There's a little layer of quince jelly at the bottom. In the center is the venison chorizo, and that's mixed with a little pickled mouli. On top, horseradish emulsion and freshly grated horseradish. Really punchy little number, this one.
It sounds punchy. It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
The whiskey we have is a Daft Mill. So of course, single estate distillery. Francis and Ian Cuthbert, farmers first, distillers second. Still being on the theme of really light, fresh, biscuity, malty, which will be really interesting to see how it combats the big flavours here.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to this. Wow. Genuinely, I don't think I've ever had anything like that before. That is fantastic.
Thank you.
Even that quince. It gives that rounded sweetness at the end.
Yeah, so many textures in it, aren't there?
Yeah. Daft Mill, of course, has been on the channel before. Very approachable spirit. We'll see how this competes. That was so big and punchy and full. Again, I think that works. It is so light and fresh. It would be like, to me, having a Chablis with that or something, maybe wouldn't be the first place you'd go in terms of wine. But in terms of the spirit style here and the strength holding up to it, I think that's actually really tasty.
Sort of suits the heat of the horseradish, I think.
Yeah.
You get a wee bit of the herbal quality from the chorizo. It seems to be quite flattered by the Daft Mill. I like that.
Delighted, 2 for 2.
Okay, so we have now a bit of a signature dish from Chef Brian. It is smoked salmon, served in this larger tranche, cured to keep it nice and moist and really lightly oak smoked. There is a little lemon puree on top, there's salmon mousse, Ossietra caviar and a beetroot puree on the side of it.
It looks fantastic. Lemon, beetroot with salmon sounds absolutely fantastic. I'll be honest with you, this is going to be a challenge for the spirit. We are both wine lovers, of course. You are the head somm here. And when I think of salmon, I see a plate like this, I do think of white wine. Of course I do.
Absolutely, yes. That's typically what we use in the restaurant.
So what would you serve with this? Was it be like a Chablis or something like that?
You know, generally, yes, things like Chablis. I like nice, crisp, high-acid styles of white wine. Something kind of lean to cut through it. But I do also think that there's an argument for spirit cutting through it in the way that the acidity of a wine does.
Well, I hope this is going to work, but on paper it's going to be more challenging because what we have here is cask strength. This is a 29-year-old single grain whisky from a closed distillery based out of Glasgow, which is a White Mackay project. It's bottled at 54.1%. Now, grain whisky, we expect vanilla, almost artificial vanilla on the nose.
Yeah.
My opinion would be that this pairing will work with the addition of water to the whisky. So add a wee bit of water, have a taste, tell me what you think, maybe looking for that shaved coconut, etc. coming through, and I will enjoy this fantastic looking piece of salmon.
Let's see.
Let me know what you think.
Yeah, that helped it almost immediately there, actually. It sort of opened up, got a little bit more complexity.
I would assume that you will share the opinion with me that this is the issue with pairing whiskies. It is the spirit. It is the strength quite a lot of the time. It could overpower. So hopefully that wee addition of water will help.
It's a lot more manageable whenever you put that water into it, I think. Still get a nice little heat on the palate, though. But I think toned down enough that it's not going to absolutely trample over the dish.
I don't think I've had something that burst of lemon in a dish like this before. It's so light, fresh, zingy.
Yeah.
If anything, it's maybe brighter and lighter than this grain whisky, which is not what you expect from grain whisky.
Yeah, that's it. It's punchy as well, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Kind of feels like unsweetened lemon curd, I always think. There's that real citrus oil intensity to it.
I've got to say, this has been a really unique experience already. I can't wait to see where we go on from here.
Okay, next dish for you. So this one is roasted sirloin of Scotch beef with braised short rib that is topped with a little bit of puree of satay and a touch of black garlic. You've got celeriac fondant and curried celeriac puree and a beef and red wine jus.
That looks fantastic. This has been one of the best days of work I've had in a long time, Glenn. Now, the whiskey we have here is another cask strength whiskey, as we discussed from last time. But this is from a brand that you and I particularly enjoy, Blind Summit. So an independent bottler based here in Edinburgh, and it's a 6-year-old Ben Nevis in a Santamillion cask. And that sounds like wine to me.
Absolutely.
Tell me about that kind of cask type and what that wine would be like.
Yeah, so Santamillion is a sub-region of Bordeaux. And so that is the kind of wine that we might serve with a dish like this.
Okay.
You know, both Brian and I are really big believers in the classics and sort of French-rooted traditions and so on. So for me, I would very often be enjoying a nice glass of Bordeaux with a dish of steak like this one here.
In terms of the whiskey on the nose, it is so juicy and red. And actually, I don't get the strength on the nose at all here.
No, it's not too boozy.
I'm also a Bordeaux fan. I've been very, very lucky to try some Chateau Montrose, Chateau Latour, and I'm also a big beef fan. And so it makes sense that I would have enjoyed that wine pairing that you would offer here normally. In terms of the whiskey pairing, it's going to be interesting to see how this cuts through.
Yeah, I think this is the trickiest one so far, you know, the hot food and whiskey type approaches.
I think that is people's general preconceived worry, is it can work great with desserts, as we know. It can work great with cold dishes. Does it work well with hot proteins? In terms of what you would normally offer if somebody was looking at a spirit alternative to different hot dishes, you do cocktails and such here as well.
Yeah, we do. I like to drink good cocktails. Again, just classical things. You know, there's a little bit of a culture for drinks like Manhattans and brown spirited drinks whenever you're eating meat dishes, I think. Just want something a little more savoury, maybe a little less fruit focused than a lot of cocktails can be.
I would say it is a challenge, but the whiskey is excellent and the food is fantastic. So yeah, maybe I would still want a big glass of Bordeaux in a lot of circumstances here, but I think this is an exceptional cask from exceptional bottlers. Thank you for another fantastic course. Cheers.
Cheers. So we have our dessert, which at the moment is a really beautiful milk chocolate. It's done as a ganache in the S shape, and then a little chocolate crema. We have pistachio ice cream, and we have Amarena cherries as a gel and as the actual cherries.
Well, it looks fantastic, and it looks perfect for what we have here, a Rob Roy.
Absolutely. So yeah, Rob Roy, take on the classic Manhattan, just using Scotch whiskey rather than American, traditionally garnished with these lovely Amarena cherries, which happen to be the same ones that chef is using on the dish, so it should be perfect.
It's fantastic to see that in a small, new, exciting restaurant in Edinburgh, you have a great whiskey selection, of course a fantastic wine selection being the Somm here, but also you do the classics.
Yes, we just love traditionalism and classicism in general, in the cuisine, in the wine, and yeah, going as far as the cocktails. I mean, I like a nice, clean, crisp martini before dinner, and so I think that's the kind of thing we should be able to offer as well.
I love it. Thank you so much for a great meal. Cheers, Glenn.
Cheers, Ross.
If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Bevvy content. We want to hear what you think, your best whiskey experiences, the whiskies you want us to try. It's a really exciting journey we're on, so make sure to join us. Download the Bevvy app on Google Play and App Store to keep track of your whiskey journey, connect with your whiskey friends, keep track of your favourites, anything you could ever want to do with whiskey, all in one place. It's the definitive whiskey companion.